Kerry Galusha, the queen of curling in the north. Wonderful to see you. We're talking about the Arctic Winter Games. You know all about it. You competed at four of them. What comes up for you, Kerry, when you think about the games?
It basically started my career back in the early 90s. 1994 was my first Arctic Winter Games in Slave Lake, Alberta. I just remember how amazing it was to be in a big event like that. Northern athletes often don't get the chance to compete a lot. So Arctic Winter Games is a stepping stone for a lot of Northern athletes.
Not only yourself, but your brothers, I've said it before, wonderful curling family, and everybody in the north, Kerry, has this pride that you carry into these events. So just tell me about what it was like to be with Jamie and Kev at these games as well.
It was pretty special. I'm sure my mom has photos of us in our uniforms in the living room wearing our white jackets, our NWT jackets. But I believe we both won medals. So it was pretty cool to support each other. And there's not many events where the three of us curled at the same time. So 94 was a big year. And then we also went to the Canadian Nationals together in Truro, Nova Scotia that year. So it was that was kind of for all of us, it was our stepping stone into the curling world, I guess.
I'm thinking about picking up on what you said about a chance for us in the North to be in these competitions. And this was sort of the idea behind the games when they started in 1970, was to allow people in the North to go to a multi-sport event, feel that energy, get that competition. So how important was this, Kerry? You're going to another Scotties. How important was it in those early days to go to a multi-sport big event and feel some of the pressure and excitement of all of that?
Yeah, it was really big. I remember I mean, it was a long time ago, but from what I remember, it was amazing, and there was pressure to win that gold medal and playing. We always had to beat Northern Alberta. They were the big team that we had to beat, and the Yukon was really tough too. So it was a big deal to us, and I remember it just was so fun, and we met so many people. I'm still friends with a lot of the curlers back, like I met Lori Olson back in the 90s, and we're still friends to this day. So it's pretty cool to think back, and you got me reminiscing. I went through some old pictures last night about when I was there and looking at my old teams, and yeah, it was really fun and super cool to be a part of that event.
I recall when you and I were standing on the lake, freezing in Yellowknife, just sort of the pride you had, Kerry, in the North, and being so out there and being so visible. Maybe talk a little bit about how important this is, how transcendent sport can be, and what it has meant for you, and that Northern pride you speak so articulately about.
Yeah, the North just has a different way about us up here. We're the underdogs usually, so we just have this Northern pride. We're always striving to do well at events like the Arctic Winter Games and obviously the Scotties. Everyone just rallies around each other and supports each other to the fullest. And you can't get better than representing the North at any event. So, and then the Arctic Winter Games is even more special because there's other Northern teams. So it's a lot of Northern teams getting together and playing each other and competing. And it's just really great to see.